Y9 Prime 2019 is a new addition to Huawei's long line of mid-range smartphones, but one that is a bit more different than the others. The phone has a sleek and modern design with a screen-to-body ratio of 91% thanks to its pop-up front camera. The Y9 Prime 2019 is one of the few mid-range smartphones and also the first from Huawei to adopt the pop-up front camera, making it an interesting phone to say the least. Apart from that, the phone also features a great triple camera setup on the back. All of this, along with the phone's great performance, amazes me at how far you can stretch your budget when you're buying a new smartphone today. This is Gaurav Tamang from Enepsters, and this is our review of Huawei's all-new Y9 Prime 2019. As I mentioned before, the phone has a very high screen-to-body ratio, which makes it look aesthetically pleasing from front. There are hardly any bezels, and thanks to the pop-up front camera, there's no notch either. The phone is available in 3 different color variants: Sapphire Blue, Midnight Black, and Emerald Green, which we have as our review unit. The phone features a 6.59 inches IPS display with a 19.5:9 aspect ratio and 1080x2340 resolution. The display is bright and vibrant, and the all-display front makes the display an eye candy. I can't stress enough on how beautiful the front side of the phone looks, and if you use your phone heavily for media consumption, you will love this phone. Now, obviously the LTPS IPS LCD display of this phone is not as perfect as OLED displays, but for its price, I think it's pretty good. Though the display could definitely have been more brighter, especially on direct sunlight. On the back side, you can find the tri-camera setup along with the fingerprint sensor. The plastic back of the phone honestly looks good, but it can be a fingerprint magnet. The phone has a two-tone design on the back, which is reminiscent of the Pixel phones, and I found it to be a bit unusual, but overall the plastic back does feel and look good. On the sides, you can find the volume rockers and the power button. On the top, you can find the pop-up front camera module, upward facing microphone, and the SIM card slot. And on the bottom, you can find the USB Type-C port, the headphone jack, downward facing microphones, and the speaker grill. The speakers on this phone is okay, but definitely could be better. The sound from the speakers sounds nice overall, but I noticed that when you push the volume all the way up to 100%, you might hear some distortion. So if you get this phone, you can use the headphones for better quality. Now, we have already made a camera review for the Y9 Prime 2019, so I won't focus on this too much. The phone has a 16 megapixel wide primary camera with an f1.8 aperture, and a second 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera with an f2.4 aperture, and a third 2 megapixel depth sensor with an f2.4 aperture. It also sports a 16 megapixel motorized pop-up camera on the front for selfies with an f2.2 aperture. The back camera was great and produces sharp and vivid images, though it might struggle a bit in low light. The AI works great, and the depth sensor produces great looking portraits with smooth bokeh. The phone can also shoot videos at 1080p in up to 60 fps and slow motion videos in 720p at 480 and even 120 fps. The video quality is good when you have an ample amount of light to work with. If you want to know more about this phone's camera, make sure you go and watch our full review on it and let us know your thoughts on its camera. The phone has a high silicon Kirin 710F 12nm chipset with an octa-core processor and a Mali G51MP4 GPU. It also has 4GB of RAM, and this combination of hardware makes multitasking a breeze. Also, playing graphics-heavy games like PUBG has been a great experience on this phone, and it runs all of them smoothly with only a few frame drops every now and then. Here are the results of some of the benchmark tests that we have done. It also has a 4000 mAh battery, which can last you around 2 days of usage. I found the battery life on this phone to be pretty good, as a single charge would last me up to 2 days of normal usage, and when I use the phone intensely by playing a lot of games and shooting videos for a long time, it still managed to last a day. The phone runs on EMUI 9.1, supported by Android 9 Pie, and I have to say, EMUI perfectly complements the Android OS and the hardware of this phone. The phone is pretty snappy and responsive and works great. The UI is pretty smooth and fluid, which provides you with different navigation features. I for one have been using the phone's gesture control and have loved it. No real complaints here. Overall, I think that Y9 Prime 2019 is definitely a phone that you should consider if you're in the market for a better mid-range phone. The pop-up camera is a pretty nifty feature to have and will definitely catch some eyes. Apart from that, the performance of this phone is also up to the mark, and with the 4000 mAh battery, it will surely be able to give you a bang for your buck. What are your thoughts on Huawei's all-new mid-range smartphone? Let us know in the comments and hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And with that said, this is Gaurav Tamang signing off. See you guys on the next one.